800 meters below the ground, a group of miners were deep inside a mountain when the tunnel collapsed. 4 days, rescuers found no signs of life. Until one night, a faint tapping sound came from the rock. The Black Ridge mine was famous for its deep tunnels, some reaching nearly 800 meters underground. Every morning a small crew, including a quiet but experienced miner named Miguel Santos, would descend into the darkness. For Miguel, who had worked there for 15 years, it was routine. But that day, something felt different. Midway through their shift, Miguel noticed small rocks falling from the ceiling. Dust began to fill the air. A younger miner joked that the mountain was just stretching, but Miguel recognized the warning signs. He urged the team to head back to the main tunnel. They had barely taken a few steps when the ground roared violently. A massive section of the tunnel collapsed right behind them. The explosion of rock and dust was instantaneous. Lights went out, and support beams snapped like matchsticks. Within seconds, thousands of tons of stone sealed their only escape route. When the dust finally settled, the miners were trapped. Their headlamps flickered in the thick, heavy air. The tunnel behind them was completely blocked. With no radio signal reaching the surface, they faced a terrifying reality. They were stuck 800 meters underground, with no way out. At first, they tried to dig, but the collapse was too massive. Hours turned into days. Their water was scarce, and the oxygen in the sealed chamber slowly dwindled. One by one, the miners grew weaker. Miguel tried to keep their spirits up, promising that help would come, but deep down, he wasn't so sure. On the surface, rescue teams worked tirelessly. Heavy drilling equipment arrived, but the collapse had destroyed multiple tunnel systems, making it impossible to locate the crew. Days passed, and hope began to fade. Many believed no one could have survived for so long. Deep inside the tunnel, Miguel eventually woke up alone. The others had lost consciousness. His headlamp battery was nearly dead, and the darkness was absolute. He might be the only one left. With his last bit of strength, he remembered an old miner's trick. Sound travels through rock. He grabbed a metal pipe and began to tap. 3 taps. A pause. 3 taps again. He repeated this rhythm for hours. Above ground, a rescue worker suddenly stopped. He thought he heard something. A faint tap. 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 At first, his team was skeptical, but when they placed the sensor against the rock, the tapping was clear. Someone was alive. Rescuers quickly redirected their drill. After 14 long days, a small rescue hole finally broke through. They lowered a camera into the darkness, and there, covered in dust and barely moving, Miguel looked up at the light. He was the sole survivor. When he finally reached the surface, a rescuer asked him, why did he keep tapping? Miguel replied quietly, because as long as someone could hear me, I wasn't alone. Some survival stories are about strength, but this one is about never giving up hope, even in complete darkness. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.